Last year marked the beginning of the War of 1812 bicentennial, commemorating the Battle of Queenston Heights and other historic events. The celebration continues as the cannons are loaded for 2013.
Well, we're going into the second year of the bicentennial, 2013, where we'll be commemorating the events that happened in 1813, and that's what we were announcing today. We have some very significant events such as the Battle of Fort George, the Laura Secord Walk, the Tall Ship event in Port Dalhousie, and others.
When did this planning process begin?
This planning process started in 2007 when the Legacy Council was formed by the region of Niagara, by the Niagara Parks Commission, the Canadian Consulate. They recognized there needed to be a body set up to coordinate the events on both sides of the border. We're a binational corporation, so we did the same thing yesterday announcing the American events. So there's been a great deal of planning go into this.
You mentioned the Buffalo Navy and the Laura Secord Walk. Tell me about the different events coming up this year.
Well, as I mentioned, the Laura Secord Walk will be a major one. The Battle of Fort George, the siege at Fort Erie is in August, which is one of the largest reenactments in Canada. The tall ships will be coming into Port Dalhousie Canada Day weekend. So there's lots of events going to be happening. Our website, Discover 1812, will have a whole listing of them.
Most Canadians associate Laura Secord with the Laura Secord Chocolate Company, but what many don't know was her pivotal role in the War of 1812.
I think it's important to know about Laura Secord just so that we appreciate where we came from. This is at a time where Laura was not even considered a person, and she went out there and she basically saved our part of the country. She didn't have to. She could have just stayed home and sent a man out to do it.
In 1813, Laura Secord walked 20 miles to warn the British troops of an impending American attack. Tell me about the Laura Secord commemorative walk.
That's happening June 22nd of this year. We're starting the walk at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it's going throughout the day. At the homestead itself, we're opening up to the public at 10 a.m., and we're going to have lots of activities going on throughout the day.
What will be happening at the homestead?
It's kind of a hands-on history day, something you don't often see at museums. You can try your hand at everything from spinning to paper making. Sort of get in there, get messy, and enjoy history.
Why is it important for people of all ages to remember the bicentennial?
Well, I think it's a time and an opportunity for Canadians to understand how Niagara contributed to the forming of Canada. I think really the outcome of the War of 1812, Canada became a country. We did the paperwork in 1867, but really we showed ourselves as a nation, and Niagara was a key and pivotal point at that time.
Many people don't realize that the War of 1812, it lasted 3 years. Why is it important for people of all ages to understand that?
Well, there's the famous battles of Queenston and Lundy's Lane that people learn about in school, but there's a lot of other events that took place, and it gives us an opportunity to remind people to pause and look at the history book or go on a website and read a bit about what happened here in Niagara during the War of 1812 and what happened on both sides of the border.
The War of 1812 lasted 3 years and would inevitably lead to the formation of Canada. It's important that we celebrate and commemorate the legacy of the bicentennial. For The Source, Michael Onley, St. Catharines.